Fine.
Okay, let me then push the recording button and yeah, let's start. If anyone joins us, we will be more than welcome to have them on the call. But anyway, let's start. Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. Hi, Alisher. It's great to see you today. And
Hello,
before
Diana.
we start, let me say a few words about myself and give you a bit of a context who I am. My name is Diana Abdrahmanova. I've spent over 20 years in HR and leadership, and today I work as a business coach and a mentor, helping ambitious leaders and fast-growing teams to navigate through chaos that usually comes with scaling up. Recently, I co-founded an online academy for HR and leaders, where my mission is to teach HR professionals how to think critically, look at the bigger picture, and become a real strategic partner rather than just a function. And a massive part of my work, of course, today is how we think and make decisions alongside AI. It's no longer a future thing, it's a really daily routine right now. And just to set the stage, this is not going to be a lecture, right? We are going to talk
Yeah.
about something that we all feel, but sometimes don't always say out loud. So, is how we use AI in hiring. And I have today amazing Alisher Jafarov with me, the founder of Avery. Maybe you say a few words about yourself as well.
Sure, Diana, thank you very much for having me, first of all. Yes, indeed. My name is Alisher Jafarov, short version AJ, founder and CEO of Avery. And I guess for me, this topic is I'm super passionate about it. Why? Because I am actually building the solution which uh, tackling with the AI and the recruitment in the best possible way. So super happy to have this conversation.
Great. So and today we're really going to talk about is AI actually making hiring better of and fairer, or is it quite quietly building this wall between great people and great opportunities? That's what I hear most of the time from different candidates that, hey, I cannot get through this AI systems or ATM system that company built. But again, if I could, I would really explain myself and it mostly be hard. So, and today we're really going to present two sides. I will be from a candidate and the coach perspective, and Alisher will be from a hiring manager and also from those
Yes.
who build these systems to make the recruitment process faster. But
Yeah.
let us start with something how are companies actually using AI in their hiring process right now? From where you stand as a founder, what does the modern recruitment flow looks like?
That's a good one. Um, the companies are starting to use more and more AI, I think, for the last couple of years. The funny thing is that the companies are using more AI, especially I think the last 2025 can be actually a good example of that. But at the same time, what is happening? You are getting more people in your funnel because of the AI, and obviously you're going to touch the perspective of the candidates. We will get there. So, but at the same time, what happens statistically that the time to hire and cost of hire actually increase.
Oh, really?
So yes, and that's not perfect because yeah, that was never the case before. But now I guess the AI can help you, but the companies are really trying to find out the right way. So that's where we're standing. But in terms of the flow, for sure, I mean, everyone knows that the applicant tracking system is the base to automate your process. But the sourcing tools are also like a lot of sourcing tools out there. So which means that you don't have to wait anymore, but you can just start hunting people quickly but not necessarily you can land on the good candidates which is going to fit your company culture and also the mission you have. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the question which I have my next. So where does the system start throwing this baby out of the bath water and filtering brilliant people who just do not feel a preset template? We all know that you need to have like the right words in your CV to be able to get through your system, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think, yeah, if you're just focusing on the applicants, which would be a good case, first of all, there is a qualification questions which we all know in the system. If you are not replying the positive things, then what happens that the system will just kick you out, right? And you won't be actually screened by the recruiter. So it's still in place, even though with AI we still have it. So I think the second stage where what's going on because we all know that yeah, it's not good or bad, but I think this is the reality because recruiters are tackling with a lot of candidates as the applicants. they don't have a lot of time to really go through each CV. Yeah, so they are trying to really capture the main things. And what's going on now that it's too heavy, it's too manual. So the AI can help you to screen people. Yeah.
Mm.
But what basic AI does, and I think most of the applicant tracking system, they have the basic AI integration, which means that they try to match the keywords with the job description, but also how it can be matched. They can focus more on the things which sounds amazing on the resume, but not necessarily they will be a great fit for the company. Yeah. So, and they can actually filter them out. Some really good candidates which are not maybe using the right words, which are not maybe using the right titles to describe their success in specific cases. Yeah. So somebody searching for sales manager, but it can be hidden by the business development or the commerce.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and I think this is where the AI, if you're utilizing the AI in the wrong way, then you can actually filter out amazing candidates.
Okay, so you're saying that basically it's not only how to set up the right algorithm in your company, it's also, okay, so how you actually utilize your AI. Do you really make it like focusing on the words or thinking a little bit like bigger, like having a bigger context, like as example you said that, okay, if I'm in sales, but I can be a good fit for BD manager as well. And then in some companies, my role might be called as a BD, and we all know that different companies have different names for the same roles
Exactly.
very often, and you really don't know how exactly this role might be called in the company you're applying for. So you're saying that it is possible with AI to set such rules that it will not filter only just purely by keywords, right? Or am I wrong?
No, no, absolutely right, Diana. And I think this is actually the key where we need to focus, all of us. Yeah. So when we're implementing the AI, that we're not just implementing the AI for the sake of implementation, but obviously we are actually implementing intelligence, which means that which can actually understand our company first, understand the patterns we have, understand the market patterns, and also all the companies, all the industries out there. And when it does some kind of like a matching or some kind of like a qualification, it can look at the objective parts rather than the subjective ones. So I'm searching for the head of sales. It can actually go and understand like, okay, you're searching for the head of sales, you're a Series B company, but you know what? I have actually a super senior salesperson who will be a head of sales maybe tomorrow in the Series D. So if you can actually give that to him or her, it can be a great fit. So the Boolean search or the classic search won't give you those patterns. But if you can implement those AI intelligence in the right way, then for sure you're going to win. And no, let's say all the applicants will be screened in the most fair way. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So basically you're saying that AI can generate again on the hiring side, you set up some rules, right?
Mhm.
And there's a candidate. Okay, so I need to generate my CV, cover letter, and like my interview preparations, the way to match what the company, my future potential employer expect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. So now we are we going to the candidate side by
No,
any chance? Not yet.
let's stay on the hiring process yet, because I have a question and about your platform. Again, yes, you're right. I already was thinking about the candidate, because being a candidate myself some time ago, so I've been thinking, okay, so it's so hard to understand the logic of AI on your potential employer. But tell me more about your system. So what differentiates your platform actually, and how your platform helps company to find the right candidates, not the ideal candidates that fit all the keywords, but really, as you said, to find the right person who will be a good fit not only for the culture, but also for the role with future challenges as well.
That's a good question. So what we learned maybe, yeah, first of all,
Mhm.
because we are doing it already for the last 2 years. And we started, honestly, we started actually as everyone out there. So we start to implement the AI, just start to do the matching on all the information we can get, yeah, from the CV, obviously, but also from the job. But then we ended up with, let me say, not promising results. Why? Because then you see that, okay, it's not the way it should be done. Yeah. So semantic matching, it's not great if you don't have the proper logic behind. And what we started to do, that we started to really get more and more data from the industries, from the companies, also from the candidates. First of all, to understand your company. And what Avery does differently is, first of all, you're actually giving just two links. So one is to your website, one is to your LinkedIn company profile. And for us, this is a starting point where we start understanding your company, like in which growth stage you are, how many people you actually hired. Are you good in hiring? Because we can also see that the people are keep changing the job, coming and going out. Yeah. So that's something we can start building as the intelligence about your company. And after that, we already built a lot of knowledge graph behind. So basically the structured information, let me put it this way. So when you say like, hey, I'm searching for the sales manager, we can say like, okay, we know what type of sales manager most likely you are searching for, but let's check. And then we are checking with you like, what is the problem you're solving actually with this hire? Is it even a problem? Why don't you actually solve it internally? So just with 1-2 challenge questions, we can actually get the real answer. Like, okay, I'm changing because I want to grow and somebody should be like hungry enough to come to the company. And those are elements not in the job description. So we're getting a bit more insights. And only then we start to match it with the pools, like the ATS, but also the source candidates on the LinkedIn. And when we source, we go with a 7 dimension. So whatever me and you can put on the CV is not interesting. Why? Because what is interesting, what are the companies you work for? What were the titles? For how long you worked? And what that title in that company would really mean actually, yeah? So for sure, somebody can say like, I was a sales president, but then we see that the company exists for 2 years and it's only 5 people. Yeah, you can call it yourself like that. It means that you're just like a salesperson, like in the beginning of your journey, yeah? So, and those are happening in like milliseconds. So which means that when you see the matches, they're like, oh, they're really good because now you understand me, now you understand the candidate. And personally, I would just keep that candidate, but now you're showing that, okay, it can be a great fit for me. And obviously we are learning because no matter how good you are, in the beginning, you won't be so intelligent, let's say in the system, yeah? So what we do, we learn from your patterns, we learn from the patterns of the company. So which means that after 10 hires to 20 hires, the system is so good that you can trust it more. But I guess this is in short, yeah.
Wow, yeah. Thank you. That's really amazing because it gives a very good example how you can use AI not only for optimization and the speed, but more really to help you to shape your thinking process, your actually workflow process, your design process, because really asking the right questions and even pushing, I would say, managers, hiring managers, and the companies who are hiring into this critical thinking process. Okay, whom we really need, what problems we're trying to solve, and how to match what we have with what is available on the market. So I really love it. So I didn't know, to be honest, about that deep. I know that your product was really great, but I didn't know that you go that deep and you use AI really to speed this thinking process, not only to speed up the like tactical, like operational stuff, like parsing CVs. I think that's what mostly candidates at least think about when they think about AI platform, hiring AI platform, that okay, AI is just really filtering the CVs. But to know that no, guys, AI actually helping the hiring manager to match much bigger context and much bigger informations into what you have. And as you said, VP of sales in a small company and VP of sales in a public, I don't know, billions revenue company is two different roles and two different challenges you have. And depending on the phase of your company, of the company you are at, I really love that you said about considering what phase of growth or what phase of your life circle your company is, because really on a different stage you really need different type of people and different set of skills. That's great. Do you want to show us quickly how it works in real life?
Sure, but maybe super short, yeah, because I would love to focus more on the conversation
Okay.
rather than yeah, showing the product. But let me maybe do that super quick. Okay, and please let me know if this is something you can see on your screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
So yeah, basically what we give you in the beginning, that you can start with any project or hiring or vacancy. Let me put it this way, because the audience can be different with any vacancy. So you can just click and say like, hey, I'm searching for, I think let's go with a sales position, right? Sales manager.
Let's stay with sales position since we started.
Exactly. So sales manager, and then I can go with it, but then the system will validate quickly because we can go with a long path. But I think for the sake of time, I will go with a short one and say like, hey, I'm searching it for the Avery indeed. And then it understands already the context of my company because obviously it's already there. So Berlin, I can say like 35 kilometers, and already we can see how the talent pool is shrinking from top to down, yeah, just by changing something. So if we say Berlin, and then obviously the next thing we want to know like which languages they need to speak, and we say like, yeah, but the sales manager should be speaking German as well. German is the must, and also the English is the must, like almost natively. And then we see that it's shrinking again, and this is the real time already. And after that, the titles. So we give you some suggestions, but you can always add more to see how where else they are. But we're gonna try to crack it ourselves in the next stage as well. And finally, the experience, because for some people the experience can be maybe a bit less, a bit more, which you would love to focus. But let's say we are focusing on 2 to 6 years, yeah. Then we already know that we are actually chasing 750 people out there. So that's first piece of information which hiring managers most of the time they don't have, and then they're like thinking like million of people out there and I can find my person immediately. But on top of that, we're gonna give them the proper market intel and say like in which cities there are more people, in which countries, and how much money you need to pay, and etc. So again, the hiring manager, they love to search for the purple unicorn, so we need to really understand that this is the market intelligence, yeah. So it's already shaping, but at the same time, we already see that there is a pull from our ATS system, which I didn't integrate yet for the for this demo purpose. And then we see like lots of people are coming. One question is, are you GDPR compliant? So we are actually integrated the GDPR thing almost everywhere.
That was my question, yeah, but yeah.
Exactly. So you don't have any issues, but and we see that there is a short explanation of why this is a good match, but at the same time, I want to go there in a moment. So here you see like 750 people, you need to pay 90,000, but what if I want to pay less? And then you see how it's going to impact your time to fill. What if I'm going to pay more? You see like, okay, then you have a greater chances. How many people change the job, in which cities they are located. Maybe if you're going to add the Munich as well, then you will find the person. If you are at the neighboring countries and you're going to be a bit remote, then I can show you even more people. Yeah. So like all these insights happening immediately, so you don't have to guess anymore. And at the same time, I think the matching, when you said like how to be fair. So first of all, you can always check and shortlist the person for the deeper analysis, but for the sake of time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch on my sourcing agent, which will do it automatically. So, but meantime, Ahmed, for example, yeah. So now the sourcing agent understanding the company, like us, Ahmed's career track, and obviously the everything what is happening actually in the industry, but also what type of job we are searching the person for, yeah. And then it's going to give us the objective opinion, like what we need to know before we can make the decision. But human in the loop, decision maker is us. But at least Avery will tell you like, okay, what you have to know before you can take the next step. So let me just update it quickly. So now, yeah. So you see the green is our company and the purple is Ahmed. So obviously this is not a great fit because we can see that not everything is aligning. But then the Claudia, for example, we can see that most likely she's going to be a better fit for us. Why? Because the growth stage in which she is operating, it's aligning with the growth stage of the Avery. So it's not a waste of time for her and me.
So if I may ask you, rephrase you. So do I understand correctly that your system takes all the information that is available where on LinkedIn profile or in somewhere? So I'm just thinking from a candidate perspective. So how will you understand that I am in your top 10 candidates?
That's a good one. So what we do, we're trying to help the candidates out there because obviously the candidates are not always putting enough information to the profile. So when you are saying that I worked for Nike from 2009 to 2000, until 2011 in Germany, you didn't say a lot. But what we do, we already have the information about the Nike from 2009 to 2011, and we know what type of people were working there, where was the growth stage in Germany. And then basically your small CV, we are building like a super holistic version of it with all the things which are not saying out loud, but we know it's important for you. And that's how we are increasing the chances of the right person be matched with the right opportunity.
So basically what you are saying that on my profile, let's say in LinkedIn, right, for simplicity or whatever, I may just have the name of the company I've been working for, the name of the project maybe that is known outside your company, so to say, and then you will do the rest. So you will just add potential my skills and knowledge based on what company, what phase, what happening in the industry, what city, etc.
Exactly.
Right?
Because I know your company, it's the B2B SaaS. I know that
Mhm.
it's now Series B, but it used to be Series A 3 years ago. But you worked there 3 years ago. I know that what exactly was most likely the job for the Series A B2B SaaS company in Germany. Yeah. So usually what happens if your CV, my CV, will be on the recruiter's table, they will say like, okay, I don't know the company, move on. Yeah. But now we're saying like, you might don't know the company, but we know the company. It's a really good fit for you, like for your growth stage and everything. So please have a look. So this is how we are making it a bit more fair.
And what if I don't work for a big company, but like for a number of small private companies that are not very well known? What happens
Yeah.
then? How big is your list of companies?
No, but everything you can find basically. So if there is information about your company, for sure we will try to give that
Okay.
information. But if we see that the company is small, we also gonna list it. But then somebody is actually searching the people from the small companies on purpose. Then you will be there as well, like one of the greatest fits.
Okay, thanks. But let's switch to the candidate more side.
Sure.
And I know that again, candidates are not passive anymore as well. They're also using AI for preparations, as I said, for CVs, cover letter, and even interview processes. And yet, very often I hear from here and now that companies put even on their like advertisement or vacancy that please do not use AI for your resume or do not use AI answering these questions. So what do you think about it? Because it looks like it's a kind of double standard. On one hand, yes, you use AI to select me or to know more about me, but at the same time, you do not let me do the same when I do my preparation.
Now, indeed, I think this is a dilemma. Honestly, I feel like yeah, if the company is using AI to screen you, then you have the full right to use the AI to prep yourself for that. So it should be fair from the both sides. But what is um, what is actually interesting in terms of the statistics as well, that almost 90% of the hiring managers, they always say like, we know how to differentiate the AI resume from the
Really?
natural resume. Yeah. So they tend to say that. But in reality, and the research shows that only 30% of the hiring managers can really distinguish it. So which means that 60%, they will just see like AI resume, and they will say like, okay, it sounds good. It looks good. So I can process with it. So you see like there's a lot of bias and a lot of subjectivity in the
And
thing. But
so, but you also see this not trend, but you hear this noise that hiring manager try to guess if it's AI generated CV or not. Do you hear it from hiring manager? And
exactly, and I think this is where these technologies are also coming to the game. Yeah, so they want to use the technology which tries to separate. And honestly, there is already the technology which big companies are using. When they see there is AI, this is the AI generated CV, they immediately reject you, even though you can be a great fit, but they will reject you. Why?
why?
Because
Can you explain what to you? I can share my point of view on this
yeah,
rejections, but what do you think might be the reason for rejecting such thing?
again, the companies are different, the cultures are different, and we don't know the purpose of the way they do that. But I think if some companies find it like, okay, if you're not putting enough efforts to really explain yourself, but also like show me your CV in the natural way, I also don't want to waste my time to look at your AI generated CV. But it doesn't say that all the companies are doing like that. Because for me, if you're even using the AI or not using the AI, it's fine. Because for me, what is interesting, as I said, the companies, the titles, the where exactly you worked for how long, etc. Because then I can picture myself like how good you are. But why this is also happening, just maybe for the candidates to understand, if you are very serious for with searching the job, it used to be that you can apply for 1,000 positions per month if you're very serious, because then you're like really fine tuning everything. Right now, you have technologies out there which can help you to apply for 1,000 job per day. It's crazy. So it's basically 30 times more, and the candidates are using it. And then you can see like they're just like automatically saying yes, 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 and applying to all the jobs. And do you remember in the beginning I said like when everybody started to use AI that it actually applications increasing,
Yeah.
etc. Just to give you the average number, it used to be 100 applicants for one position. Now it's in average 250, and it was already difficult to screen before. Now it's almost impossible to screen because if you're a good company, then you're receiving almost 1,000 applicants.
Yeah.
And honestly, 90% of them they're irrelevant, but they have the system which just automatically applies.
Okay.
And for your information, I had 3 interviews these 2 weeks where they said like, okay, everything's good. I am based in the Netherlands. I can jump immediately. But during the interview, already they're saying, yeah, I'm not based in India. Can you sponsor the visa? This is one problem. Another problem is one person was literally reading from the screen like the ready answers, and they were not like really following the core of the message. Yeah. So I think the candidates, yes, they can use AI for sure. You have to, but you need to know like when to use AI and for which purpose, right? So it's not like using AI for all the purposes out there.
Yeah, and this is a very interesting perspective you just gave. So basically, this, well, suspicions for candidates who use AI in the recruitment process, I mean, and CV generating, mostly comes from the increasing numbers of fraud generated by different AI systems that just let you apply for as many positions as possible, and that, like, again, plain not a good way for people who, again, because again, for me, I'm not a native speaker in English, and sometimes I do use AI just to help me to structure some of my words more like correctly, so
Yeah.
people will understand exactly what I see. But again, in this case, also, well, surprisingly, I don't know what if you've noticed, but what I've noticed after certain, well, iterations with AI, I'm starting thinking how AI, and I put my phrases the way what AI provides me or suggests me how to structure my thoughts. So maybe I can write a post without using AI, but it may look like AI because just I'm already like using the cliches, and that's what's
Indeed.
happening in corporate world as well, when you have your slang, your corporate slang, which you use all the time. So we can also, but yes, okay, that's a very interesting angle. So basically, companies who suspicious for you is just because they are tired of getting so much, like you said, applications, when after all, just okay, can you sponsor me for a visa? Because again, yes, we're all
And
living
this
in
is,
different
yeah,
economy and geopolitics right now. So yeah, all people want to move sometimes from their current location.
which is totally fine. And I think maybe one big thing, AI can be used and should be used. And it's not like I'm a big fan of AI, but I think AI can help you a lot. Exactly as you said, yeah. But AI should be the starting point. You don't have to actually go to the AI as the final outcome. Yeah. So if you want to polish your CV, for sure use the AI, but then have the base, have the bone, like, yeah. So
Yeah,
you can actually just structure your thoughts a bit better rather than like just copy paste and say like just match it with this job because I don't know this job, but I want to be matched with this job. Yeah. So the companies are majority of the companies they're automating with AI the wrong things. Majority of the candidates automating with AI the wrong things. And this is the problem. If you are automating the intelligence, then everybody will win. And I understand the candidate's perspective because you can imagine they're applying even in a fair way. They're manually putting everything and they're being rejected or not being even reviewed for the position. And
selected. Yeah,
eventually they say like, I want to use the system. I want to apply everywhere because hopefully somebody can actually say yes to me.
yeah,
Completely understand. But the companies should actually first solve the problem with the right screening and with the efficient and fair screening way. And then the candidates also should actually be maybe a bit more holistic with the approach. Yeah.
yeah, totally agree. So I love what you say, that yes, it's not only using AI is the question, should we use or should we not use? Well, we cannot avoid it anymore. Let's face it, it's already here. So we're using it. It's how we use it and what we delegate to AI. Do we delegate its decision making? Do we delegate it like,
Yeah.
I don't know, filtering, or do we delegate it as support in you for yourself to think better, to really analyze more data quicker and to take into consideration more things, but definitely you need to check what AI generates. And I also heard that currently most of jobs are shifting from creating a content into controlling the content that has been generated by AI. In many cases, it's like this.
No,
Uh,
definitely.
yeah, so I think that we can, I don't know, we have Maria on the call, so maybe she has any questions or comments to what we just shared.
Sure.
If
Um,
Maria, do you have anything? Do you want to participate in our conversations? Okay, probably she's just listening, which is also good.
yeah,
Uh, but still, I would say that the line is still blurry where we use AI and how we use AI, especially on the hiring, as you said, in the candidates. I love what you said that the company uses not the full potential of AI when it sets the algorithm, and the same for candidates. It doesn't. We do not, as a candidate. Okay, let me refer myself to a candidate that I'm not looking for a role, but still, that yes, sometimes we use the wrong features in AI to present ourselves, and that's where it doesn't click, and that makes this tension or feeling that companies is building actually a wall and hiding behind the AI platforms like not like yours. Again, don't want to say like yours, but again, I think in many minds it will be okay. AI generated or AI based platform for hiring it immediately. If I'm looking for a job, okay, this is a system that will make a decision: should I be when go through the process, push process further, or will I be stopped at the entrance?
no, definitely. And I think the funny way in it's not funny maybe for everyone, but the funny because the situation it is like that. If the company doesn't use AI and they have a lot of applicants, if they will screen your CV, most likely you will get the 7 seconds, maybe 10 seconds to screen your CV. Yeah. And 7 or 10 seconds is just simply not enough because they simply don't know the companies. There are a million of companies out there, and etc. So, which means that it will be biased anyways, human bias. And I think the human bias is the worst bias in the world. Um, but if they will use the AI in the wrong way, then for sure it will be automatically filtering on the wrong things. And that's what is going to be, at least is going to start changing in the Europe. And I will refer to one thing which is going to happen in August 2026. Um, but if the company is using the AI in the right way, and I think more and more companies are doing that with the human in the loop, where they get the signals. They don't filter. They don't make the decision, or the AI don't make the decision. AI gives you the signals, and then you still decide because again, AI doesn't replace the judgment. Like this is your job. This is the human's job.
That's the point.
But then you can move faster, and then basically you will give the candidates the fair chance as well. And the fact that I was referring why it's going to be a problem in Europe, because starting from August 2026, there would be a very tight control of the AI in recruitment. And if the company is using AI to judge and rank and like score the people in the wrong way, then they will be either paying the 35 million fine, or they would be paying a 7% from the annual revenue as a fine. Which one is bigger? Yeah. So you can imagine the companies should be very seriously taking into consideration how they are using the AI, and the AI should not again replace the judgment. You should still decide, but AI should give you the signals and the right signals on.
Yeah, that's true. So that makes me think that maybe we need now to focusing not on the topic should we use AI or should we not use AI, should we reject people based on using AI or not, but maybe more educating on where exactly I can support you to make the
Mhm.
final decision, because absolutely you're right, the judgment, the decision maker should stay still with humans, with us. And however, we also have bias, you're right. But I would say
But
we're more used to our bias than to AI bias.
no,
So,
definitely. But AI would be again, AI also will be biased, but I guess AI will be less biased than us. if it's trained in the right data, if it's actually trained on your company and everything. But Diana, maybe one thing I can ask,
Yeah.
because you said about the educating the
Mm-hmm.
how to use the AI or how to leverage with the AI. Maybe you can share a good example of how you are leveraging the AI in the right way, because you're doing a lot of job, like it's
Yeah.
coaching, it's actually consulting.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for this question. So I do use AI not only for shaping my my scripts sometimes, but I do use AI to analyze some client profile, especially of course with the GDPR and all the legal compliance. But again, for instance, as being as a Clifton Strengths coach, a Hogan assessment coach, so very often I use AI to help me to define what I may not see as a feature or as a potential, I don't know, trend of these characteristics for a client, and how can better I support, because again, AI definitely has a bigger wisdom than I can have. It knows all the methodology in the world, and that can help me to build, but definitely what I take and how I present it to the client, it stays on my side. But definitely AI can help you here to go deeper if you want to find, okay, what does it mean for I don't know, for you to be an activator, for instance, or what does it mean for you to be, I don't know, to have a high level of curiosity or learning in your profile based on some assessment. It really helps you to give you some understanding, okay, so how you can deal with it or how you can maximize your potential if you do this and this. And that's where AI really helps you to be like your, I wouldn't say like a personal coach, because still, yes, and we know unfortunately some sad cases where people start trusting AI too much. We still shouldn't forget that it's a machine, it's not human, and you still
Yeah,
need to have this critical thinking. And what I'm doing, and especially in my academy, is really to keep people, to push people into developing critical thinking. Do not trust everything you see or hear, especially
yeah,
nowadays when you have so much information around you from different sources, but really getting all the information, think, okay, control, check, okay, how it really works for you, and check maybe from different sources. What I'm doing sometimes, I'm using ChatGPT and Gemini, and sometimes I'm sending both of them the same prompt, and surprisingly, they may give you slightly different answers. So just make sure that you really get all the possible check before you make your decision. I know, unfortunately, how blindly people start having this trust in AI, and they really treat them as human or as advisor, and that led them not
yeah.
to a very good. It's like with the hiring, so it pushes you into the wrong decision. I've
No,
recently
definitely.
been to one event here in Berlin, and there was a very interesting idea from one of the speaker. He said that previously we had trainings on cross-cultural perception, so how to read this different culture, of how people react based on the different cultures they've been raised. But maybe now we need to do the same with AI, and also teach people, human eyes, I would say, so how not to trust AI, how not to fall in love with AI and trust it
Yeah,
fully, because this is where all the problem starts.
no, definitely. And I love your or use case. Um, Maybe what I do, and there is one thing as well about the still AI and recruitment, because I think that's the topic. What I would love to actually highlight. I create the knowledge base before I actually start talking to the AI, because AI is like it's almost the same as the life. Yeah, you can make sense out of your life, or you can say like, okay, my life doesn't make any sense. But it's you are the master. You're like shaping, you're
Yeah.
crafting it. It's the same with AI. AI can do a lot. For sure, you have to use it because it's so like it powers you. This is a huge force. But then again, what is the use case and what is the knowledge graph you have behind so you can actually build the right thing. So for example, I know that there are 10 books, for example, I would love to learn more about. I just putting the 10 books in one, let's say, chat, and then I'm saying like, hey, and this is my company and this is my behavior, and I want to actually build like a corporate culture, but I want to build it in the right way given all this info. AI doesn't go anywhere else. AI only goes with the, and talks with the
That's
information.
all.
And for me, it's yeah. And I think you said really good. You said don't trust the AI. So for me, it's not a trusting point. For me, it's like a sparring partner. Yeah. So I can talk with it. I
Absolutely.
can
Yeah.
challenge it. and then I can already say like, okay, those are the 5 things which I believe, I trust, and obviously it clicks with everything. I will actually make it like the corporate rule or corporate value, whatever. Yeah. Um, but maybe one last thing about the which I want to share. By the way, I forgot. When we talking about the candidates, but we also talking about the recruiters,
Mhm.
and I think candidates should understand that the recruiters are very heavy on the admin, heavy on the operations, because just to get to the conversation takes a lot of time. And unfortunately, they only use today 20% of the time for the pure conversation and for the judgment. But 80% is all about the admin taking one box and putting it onto to the next stage. But what AI can do, again, it can swap it. So basically, 80% of the time you will be just talking to the people. So you can talk to more people. You can understand them better. You can understand the hidden talent. Yeah. And then the everything which is not valuable, AI can do that. So I think that would be maybe would be the right angle to put it.
Yeah, I really like it that yes, use AI to help you to free to free yourself from these operational non-human related tasks. So that's what I love, non-human related tasks. But really, unfortunately, very often we try to replace human related touch as well, because again, it can be done faster, quicker, and maybe better against if you're thinking about multi-language environment. AI definitely can help you to utilize, like, instead of hiring 10 people speaking 10 different languages, you
Yeah.
can like hire one AI and it will speak all the languages you have. But you're right, there is then a potential trap you might be for, that you will also delegate this fast answer process and thinking process, I would say, into a too heavy, and that will reduce your ability to think and to generate some ideas yourself. So you're right. But I love that you said that. Okay, think about AI as like at home, as your daily. Okay, use AI to help your life be better, so you can be focused more on something you like, or something that is
Exactly.
more important. And I agree. What can be more important if not human touch, especially when you're hiring someone, because after all, people are the one that brings you the revenue and success into the organization. Even operating or controlling or conducting AI
Yeah.
as a manager, you still need a human to do this. So I would say that unfortunately, that's what I observe, that less and less topics about human or employees' experience to
Yeah.
people in the job, and more topics about AI, how we should use, how it can help us to be happier, be, I don't know, less busy, etc., etc. But you're right, we're probably like slightly, well, going into the trap where we delegate too much of important things we want to do, and we'll end up with really controlling machines, which is not that fancy, to be honest, after all. At least for me, I would really prefer to speak to you rather than to check in what my chatbot generates for me.
Definitely.
Yes,
But
you're. Thank.
definitely.
Mhm.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, well, I think that it's time for us to
Yeah.
wrap up, and it's been really great, a great conversation, and you really give me, and I hope our listeners, good ideas to think and to, well, analyze what actually AI is, what is the role of AI in not only in hiring processes, but overall in your
Yeah.
working life, and what you delegate or how you set up, how you integrate AI into your daily work, and what roles or what tasks you delegate to it. And aren't you delegating too much? I would say, aren't you delegating too much and start thinking less because you delegating to the wrong things to AI? This is a real challenge, I guess, for all of us.
No, definitely. And let's not forget, human in the loop. Humans are responsible for the judgment. AI won't do that. AI here to educate if you know how to educate yourself. But I guess it's the same with almost any innovation, right? In the beginning, you're just going to the black or white side until you will get the balance. So the more we use, the more we play with it. So I think we will find our balance and like the right place for the AI in our life. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the more we talk about it from different perspective and not only use these buzzwords, AI, BEI, use AI. That's what I noticed that whenever you have in an event or in a post on LinkedIn, AI in your title, you will be very popular. Which
Mhm.
is sometimes shifted again your focus from the right topic. Okay, so what we are doing as humans, how we develop the systems, how we develop ourselves, how we bring ourselves, our companies, our life into more success by using AI on the way and not
I
the
love
other.
it.
So,
Definitely. Diana, thank you very much. I honestly enjoyed the conversation and thanks for having me. That
yeah,
was
thank you,
pleasure.
Alisher. Yeah, it was really nice, and thank you, Maria, for joining us. And I hope more people will listen to us after all.
Definitely. Okay.
Okay,